I had an interesting realization today as I was reading all of my horrible comments calling me.
Yeah, I know I say this on a few videos that I stitch, but that is another one of my favorite creators. His perspective on a lot of things is great. Sometimes he's funny, sometimes he's angry. He has such a diverse amount of content about similar topics. Is just great, and this take was very neat. Now, his videos are fairly long, so go watch that one to get his perspective. If you're not following him, follow him. I'm not military. I never have been. I've had a few family members that were, but I am not involved in the military in any way. I almost was. And I'm going to say something that a lot of people may not like, but I feel like I got lucky in not going to Afghanistan and Iraq. And here's the situation for it. I was in high school. September 11th happened. And I bought into so much propaganda. I was gung-ho and ready to go, right? And that propaganda was designed to do that. It was designed to take high school students and get them wanting to fight for their country. We were attacked. Why wouldn't I? What's more American than wanting to defend your country from the terrorists that came to attack it? And I was younger. I was still politically intelligent to a degree compared to most people my age. I know it's kind of like ringing my own bell there, but I was not a fan of Bush. I was paying attention to what corporations are doing, so I felt that I was there. But God, they got me good with the propaganda. So I went to the recruitment office. Now, at the time, I was 16, so I know a lot of you be like, "Well, you can't go if you're 16," and that is and is not true. The situation at that time was different. What they explained they would do was take me and put me into boot camp as early as possible and have me do trainings. And then from there, when I could ship out, they would have me ship out. And I had friends that did this. They left high school. They graduated early to get into the military and went because at that point, they, I guess, could sign their rights away to do so at 16. So I don't know the ins and outs of that. It's years ago now. But basically what had happened was I got lucky in the fact that I was diagnosed with bipolar because my father was bipolar. And for one reason or the other, when it came time to be recruited, I should mention I went with a friend. We went to the recruitment office. They were ready to take him, and he was like, "I'll go if you go." And I was like, "Great, sounds wonderful." We did everything we needed to do. But when I got to the medical portion of things, I was denied entry because I was considered a risk. I was told specifically their concern was that I would get angered to a degree or have some other issue, and I would basically unalive everybody in my unit, potentially. And so that's what got me booted out. Sorry if you guys hear the barking. So I feel lucky that I didn't have to be deployed. But to go on more of the point of what Pat had there, which is war is inevitable. It's going to happen. And I know a lot of people point to science fiction like, well, war is almost eradicated in science fiction. And they point to Star Trek. A lot of people point to Star Trek. One, Star Trek is military, if you don't know that. They are military. Two, no, there's no more war or conflict on Earth. They just moved it out to the stars and they war against other races. That is what happens. Our races war against them. War is so inherent, it's never going to go away. The scale will change, the odds will change, the risk will change, all of it changes. And they will dupe the young into go fighting those wars. A great line from Grand Theft Auto 4 by Nico Bellic was something to the degree, as I just forgot it, war is where the old and I think it was like old and angry trick the young and stupid into fighting for them. Something to that degree. That is never going to change. And that's where Pat hit that right on the head. It's never going to change. You need to be listening to people like Pat. People like that are people who should be in office. People who should be making decisions for a lot of people because they have seen things and they understand things. And I believe he mentions Rambo in there. If you guys don't understand the point of that movie, you need to go rewatch it at an older age. If you watched it young and didn't get it, watch it when you're older because that paints a very broad picture of things. Or not broad picture, paints a very good picture of things about what it's like returning as a veteran. And I enjoyed that for the message. Now, when I was younger, I got into the action portion, but as I got older, I understood it. There was a book to that. It was picked up and adapted for a reason. Sylvester Stallone was trying to make a point with that movie. Now, it got warped and changed as the movies went on, but the very first movie is so close to reality for a lot of people, from stories I've heard anyway, that, yeah, that took place like the 70s, and you're like, it wouldn't happen now. It does. It still does. So just wanted to add my commentary on that.